Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be going over the new returning clan operation, Belly of the Beast. Now this one was initially tied to the Jade Shadows update, and with the new and upcoming Jade Shadows Constellations update, uh, you know, only fitting that we get this event again. So this video is going to primarily go over everything that is in the store this time, how you access it, probably the best way is just first glance best ways to farm this event, and my general opinions on the arcanes and everything like that, so you have a well-informed opinion and foundation to go off of for the rewards that you should or should not get. So first thing you're going to want to do is, if you want to see these rewards, you're going to go to navigation, you're going to go to Mercury, you're going to go to the Larunda relay, go to any of these, it doesn't matter. Now the main thing that this event is coming with is arcanes, and now a lot of these arcanes I will probably recommend that you all get. There's a few in particular that I definitely want to point out. So you're going to want to fast travel to Ortis, and here is where everything is for the clan event. So if you commit volatile motes, you can see that you can get the same ephemeras that we got when this first released. We now have a new Jade's Promise decoration. At least I believe this is a new decoration. We have a new Honoria, which is pretty good. We have the Dread Augment and the Hate Augment in here. Definitely recommend picking up both of these. And then we also have the Archon shards here, one of each color. And now onto the arcanes. These are the main things that I want to cover. So Arcane Tempo, Consequence, Momentum, Ice, and Warmth, I never use. You also most likely will never use any of these, so I wouldn't even bother getting these. Arcane Nullifier, yes. This one, absolutely get this one. Resistance, no. Healing, no. Arcane Deflection, no. Arcane Victory, no. Arcane Strike, sure, you can if you want. Arcane Awakening, no. Arcane Guardian, yes. This is a must. Arcane Arcane Phantasm, no. Eruption, no. Agility, no. Acceleration, yes. Trickery, yes. And Velocity, yes. So Acceleration is going to be good for primary weapons in terms of amping up their fire rate and things like that. Arcane Trickery, you're going to run this on Ashe. This is the primary arcane that, if you want to make an actual good Ashe build that can survive in high level content, you need this arcane. This arcane is insane with Ashe. And Arcane Velocity, for frames like Mesa, you can run this. Any other frame where you want to run pistols, you can run Arcane Velocity. Arcane Precision, pretty good arcane to have. It's up to you on whether you want to get it or not. Arcane Pulse, I never use this thing. Arcane Ultimatum, I also never use this thing, but I guess it does kind of have its uses, but I wouldn't recommend going for it. Arcane Aegis, 100% must have. This is an arcane that you absolutely need ASAP. If you don't already have it, you need this as fast as you physically can get it. This arcane is insane, and if paired with other shield gating mods like Brief Respite, the Augur mods, anything like that, you can go pretty much immortal anytime you want, outside of, toxin status effects, heat status effects, anything like that. But this arcane is insane. If you've seen my Warframe videos, you normally will always see me run Arcane Aegis, unless you're looking at a very specific type of Warframe build like Ashe, or if you're looking at my Immortality Tech videos, you won't see this arcane. But for most builds, you will see this arcane. Arcane Arachne, this is literally just for Araxia. If you want that, I don't recommend it, but you can. Main reason is because if you need something to buff your weapon damage, then that means that your weapon damage is bad. I know that's a hot take, but that's my opinion. If you need to run a Warframe arcane, Helmeth ability, or any other external buff for your weapons, then that means that your weapon build is not good enough and you need to fix it. Hot take, but that's just the hard truth. Arcane Rage, very good. Arcane, I know back in the day, I think a lot of people used this for, I don't know if people used it for Eidolon hunting. I want to say people did, but it's still definitely a good Arcane. Arcane Fury, 100%. You're going to run this on some melee-based frames. This is primarily going to be used on melee-based frames, and it's just a really good Arcane to have. And then Arcane Avenger, I never run this thing. I think I have this Arcane on one build. People combine combat discipline with this thing to give, you know, your weapons free critical chance. Again, if your weapons need this to be able to do proper damage, then the weapon builds are the problem, not the frame. So, yeah, that's my hot take on that. And that's all the arcanes covered here. So definitely Arcane Aegis, definitely Arcane Trickery. Guardian is a must. Nullifier is also really good. Pulse, you know, some of these other ones I don't ever use, but Rage, Fury, that kind of thing. Now this is just clan stuff. Again, Energize, Grace, and Barrier. I recommend picking up all three of these. I will say I think Energize, in terms of most important to least important. Energize, Barrier, Grace. You're gonna use Energize over any of these other two arcanes. You're gonna use Barrier over Grace, and then Grace is like a kind of final arcane that you can have. You can make Araxia completely immortal with, I believe it's Arcane Grace and Arcane Guardian paired together. I would need to do more research on that, but there is some tech there with that. But I definitely recommend Energize, and then Barrier, and then Grace. For the Enlightened Hate skin, you could absolutely get that. It's pretty good. And I believe that is all that there is here. I take it back. There's the actual arcanes tied to Jade. So I'll go ahead and cover these. Arcane Ice Storm, you can use this on Frost. This is pretty much the only frame that you're going to be running Arcane Ice Storm on, besides maybe Varuna. I don't recommend running it on Varuna, but you can if you want. I don't recommend it though. Secondary Surge, I don't run this on anything, so you can get it if you want. I just don't run it on anything. Arcane Battery, this is good on Corvex, this is good on Chroma, this is good on any frame that has a metric ton of armor. This is an arcane that will essentially replace primed flow. There we go. And it will give you much more energy. So definitely a good mod to have, or a good arcane to have there. Secondary Fortifier, you're going into level cap or you're going into any high level activity and you don't really care about your secondaries being able to deal max damage, Secondary Fortifier is going to make it so you can survive a lot more easily, and it's going to make it so that you have an easier time. You're essentially just taking all the overguard that the enemies have whenever they have them, aka Xmas units, and giving it to yourself. Very good arcane to have in your back pocket. Melee Afflictions, people run this arcane. I don't personally run this, except for Gara. Sorry, take it back. Gara needs this arcane. So if you don't already have this, you need this specifically for Gara's Shattered Lash. You need it for that. And yeah, of course, Jade is an insane frame. I definitely recommend getting her. She's extremely fun, extremely good, and has a lot of unique things that she can do. Harmony, great weapon. Katare, great weapon. Evensong, great weapon. All three of these weapons are really good, under the assumption that you are modding them correctly. So that is all I want to talk about for this video. You have 27 days to get through this event and everything like that. In terms of the best way to farm the moats, highly recommend farming the kind of daily alerts that pop up here for them. So these expire 21 minutes, 51 minutes, and an hour. I recommend doing these whenever they pop up. This is going to be a very quick way of getting 45 of these motes, which is great, and it'll help you get all of these arcanes and everything else extremely quickly. So that is pretty much all I want to talk about for this video. I know I just said that, but just remembered the whole farming them thing. And yeah, so that's all I want to talk about for this video. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope this video helped. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that about anything that I talked about in this video, please let me know in the comments below, and I will gladly answer any questions that y'all have. And yeah, hope y'all have a great day, and thank you for watching.